Hey!
up, everybody? Welcome back to Mile Higher Podcast, episode 40.
We made it.
A milestone. Kind of. 50 will be like a big milestone-ish.
Yeah, no, it's just been so much fun. I've been having so much fun doing this.
I know, it's gone by really, really fast.
40 weeks, that's more than 40 hours we've done for sure.
Yeah, oh, for sure. It's probably closer to 100 hours.
So we feel a little accomplished for sure.
It's been fun as hell. And today I'm really excited for this one. This is our last Halloween scary themed podcast episode for October. We are going to be doing a ponder sesh, which if you haven't heard our other ponder sessions, I think we've done one or two.
Just one.
Well, we did one, but we called it Strange Phenomena. But same idea. We both bring small little stories, and then it's kind of a podcast about with an overall theme, but like different topics brought in, and we kind of like teach each other things that we found.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot more jumping around kind of thing versus like last week with Gacy, where it was an in-depth, like one story. So we're switching up on y'all today because I think
be more conversational today.
Yeah, I think so. And I've got some really good stuff we're going to talk about. So let's get into it. First things first, though, if you guys haven't checked out the new merch store, get over to milehighermerch.com because the 20% off sale is only through October 31st. And if you want one of those amazing Freak Week shirts.
Yes, only going to be available for like another couple days. I told people we would make the shirts available to like November 5th, though.
Yeah, that's fine. So head over to Mile Higher Merch if you haven't already and use the code MileHigher for 20% off.
No, it's code LAUNCH, homie. Don't even know your own codes.
Launch.
You made the damn code.
God. It's one of those days, guys, so bear with me.
You can get yourself a Mile Higher podcast mug. I have mine right here.
Yes, and guess what, guys? I am looking into blankets, dog bandanas, tumblers.
Oh, shit.
And maybe even a grinder. So.
Oh, shit.
You got to get over there, hit that newsletter.
Those things are not there yet, just so you know.
No, they're not there yet. Anyways, we also want you to check out Hemp Bombs. If you're needing some natural medicine for anxiety, stress, that is 100% legal. Well, I guess it's not legal everywhere now, but
I think it's legal still in the country everywhere, isn't it? Or can you still get it online anywhere?
I don't know. I'm hearing things out of Alabama, out of Ohio. I think it's like on a local level. Some of the places are like banning CBD oil.
What a joke. Like, really? How long are you going to like try to tread backwards? The rest of us are going forward, okay?
I don't understand. It's bullshit.
Here I have some dog CBD. This is beef flavor. I just want to show you how much, because people always ask me, like, do your dogs even like it? Is it hard to get them to drink it? No, it's not. Check it out.
Get it, Booch. It's chicken flavored.
No, it's beef flavor.
Oh, it's beef flavor. So your animals love it, and it just mellows them out. It really does work.
It'll just calm her down so she'll stay and sit right here the whole time, and she won't get nervous.
Because she doesn't like heights. She's on a tall stool with us, so she's a little scared.
So,
But awesome they've also got one of their trademark products is definitely the vapes. The vape juice. It's really good stuff, guys. I use it all the time.
Yeah.
Because I don't need like a heavy dose of it, but a little bit throughout the day really helps me a lot.
Yeah, especially if you're someone who just likes vaping or smoking, or you're trying to get off of smoking cigarettes or something. Like this, I feel like would be a huge help. That sounded weird as
Wow, that sounded so weird. Sorry.
Josh is using the Farm Fresh strawberry milk flavor.
Oh, so good.
Who was I texting with about this? Oh, Kathleen Lights, if you're listening. We were texting about the flavors of this, and she freaked me out for a second. She's like, it looks like they only have mint and watermelon. And I was like, what? I like went to the website. I was so worried. I'm like, they got rid of all the flavors. And then I looked. She was like in the wrong spot. But
there's like 15
I was telling her
flavors.
There's a sugar cookie one that's like unreal. They're so good, these vape juices. They are very, very good.
Yes. So if you want to try it out, 20% off. Mile Higher is the code at hempbombs.com. So yes, I wanted to start off with the Patreon question of the week. And this week's Patreon question of the week is from our friends Brittany. And she asked us in relation to last week's episode about John Wayne Gacy, the serial killer. Can serial killers, after doing time, be rehabilitated to a point where they can return to society and be a functioning member of society?
That's really hard. I don't know. A serial killer, like that means you've killed, I think, at least 3 people for fun.
Yeah, I think it's at least 3 before you, like 3 or 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you've already had a couple chances now.
Well,
Like,
it's just
I
like
don't
you're
know.
taking life at this point.
There's a
and
lot of serial killers that I
so
would
you
say
gotta give a
absolutely
life.
not. I don't care what they do. They need to stay behind bars. Maybe there's a few that have like killed a few people and like, I don't know. But honestly, I really think that that'd be pretty hard to rehabilitate them, because a lot of them, if you think about it, are like sociopaths, and they can act the way that they think you want them to act to be released, and then go out and do the same thing. Like,
Right,
it's hard to
right.
trust them. These are people that have murdered like tons of people. I don't
You
trust them
can't
for
trust
shit.
them. I don't think you can ever gain their trust back after
No.
something like that.
I wouldn't.
How do you
them.
trust? Would you trust a serial killer? They're like, "Hi, I'm trying to get a job at McDonald's. What was your? Oh, let's look at your resume. Oh, serial killer.
Kill
Okay,
30 people.
yeah, definitely
I'm gonna
want
say
you
no
working
this
in the
time
public."
around, but don't be afraid to try again next time.
Now, let's just say, like, on a human being level, can a person that does that redeem themselves and like be a good person before they die? Like,
yes, that I do think that in jail they could really do the best with their situation, and maybe if they were doing well in jail, they could give them more privileges in jail, such as being around other inmates or possibly helping other inmates with something or running a program. Or, I mean, there's all types of things for people that have life sentences, but they want to make the best out of their time there because they know this is as good as it's going to get. Might as well make my life like somewhat good in here.
yeah, and I mean, you see a lot. You actually see a lot of serial killers that end up finding religion in prison.
Yeah.
Especially, you know, like Christian faith, things like that. Even like Gacy, he was like found,
Yeah.
I think he found faith like at the end of his life. And
Well, a lot of people in prison are talking about it because
Well,
you have so
it's-
much time
you're
to think in
exposed to it.
prison.
It's
You're
true.
just sitting there thinking a lot of the time, just reflecting on your life. And
well, there's chapel there. They
know?
literally hold
Yeah.
services. So it's they naturally kind of like draw you in
yeah,
because it's like
I might become religious.
you wanna
if I
redeem
was
yourself-
locked up. You never know. I mean, God, you need some type of like hope.
brain
or
stimulant. Yeah, totally.
craziness. But yeah, I think it'd be pretty hard to rehabilitate a serial killer.
I
though.
just, my opinion is I don't think you take that chance.
I don't think you let them.
I
out.
don't think, I think,
Let them be the cook in
I
the
think
house.
especially
Maybe not
like
the chef,
mass,
actually. Sorry.
seriously though.
That would make sense. They would have knives and shit.
Seriously.
Yeah, but let them like, I don't know, lead PE class or something.
I
What
don't
can
know.
they do? There's
I
probably
mean, I
like
don't-
privileges.
Do you need to be locked in a cage for the rest of your life?
No, that's what I'm
But-
saying. Like, I don't think, because a lot of serial killers are probably just in solitary confinement. They probably don't even have roommates because
No.
if they've killed that many people,
So
they're not
they're
gonna,
outside like 1 hour
here's
a
your new
day.
roommate. He's killed 17 people. Good luck.
Right.
You'll be in this small thing, and we probably won't notice if he kills you for a little while.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think because on the flip side, you think about the victims' families and things like that, and you're like, fuck that guy. Like, you're just like, he should just be dead. Like, maybe they should just be like mandatory death sentence for serial killers so that we
I don't
don't.
know. That's hard, though.
But then it's like, yeah,
Ugh, you were opening a whole nother can of worms now.
seriously.
All right. Let's get going because I'm ready to talk about Halloween stuff.
Did you want to mention what happened
yes,
today real
I do
quick?
want to talk about this for just a second here. I just wanted to acknowledge something terrible that happened today in America, October 27th. We're filming this on Saturday. Well, I was up super, super early this morning. I was watching CNN, and it was so weird. I just had it turned on because literally there's nothing on at 6 a.m, and Josh was asleep, so I had it on like 5% volume, and there was like nothing going on. Literally nothing. And I was like, this is so boring. The news is so boring. All it is politics and fighting and drama. Like, it's just been like, nothing's going on. And then not even kidding, a minute later, breaking news, active shooting. And it's like, oh, fuck. Like, I can't believe, I almost was like, did I just wish for this? This was crazy. It just literally just happened. But obviously it was just a coincidence because this kind of stuff is happening so often that it's not that outrageous. But today we lost 11 people in a synagogue who were peacefully practicing their religion on a Saturday.
Due to some hating fucking piece of shit.
Anti-Semitic whack job that went in there and killed these people. And he is not part of the death count. So 11 people. And then I believe there's like 4 or 6 injured. I can't remember the exact amount, but I think 3 or 4 are police officers that either died or got injured. I know a few police officers lost their lives. And they were very heroic because if they hadn't had done what they
He
did.
could have done a ton of damage.
Exactly. They stopped
Because
him.
they're
They
all in a
basically
small area.
sacrificed
That would have been,
themselves.
that would have been, well, I mean, that's, that, you know, God, you got to be thankful for the police in
Yeah.
situations like that. Because fuck, like,
Yeah.
I'm not running in there,
Yeah, dude.
like guns. Who knows what this guy had?
Can
He
you
clearly had
imagine?
firepower. Like
I don't
fuck.
think any of us can even, unless you're a police officer.
Running towards the danger.
Running towards
you have to
the
sprint
danger.
to where you could be killed. Like that's
and not even knowing
the
what's
risk.
there or what's going on or what you're going to see.
But other people are relying on you, counting on you to be there. Like
save them.
That in your time of need, in that time, nobody else is coming.
Yeah. So it's horrible. And one of the guys that was on the scene, I can't remember, he was doing the press conference earlier. He said that it was the worst crime scene he's ever walked in on.
Holy shit.
So pretty sad stuff. I just wanted to, reach out to all our subscribers in Pittsburgh and, of course, anyone affected by this directly if we happen to have anyone. And, of course, the entire Jewish community. Our hearts go out to all of you. We know that this is just very, very hard to deal with and very upsetting. Should not be happening. And God, I wish one day we could really come together and work together on a solution to figure out how to stop this craziness.
I know. And these things are classic examples of just like wake up calls to all of us of how unevolved we still are and like just how far we got to go.
That still exists in our world. It's very sad.
People's mindsets need to change. Like that's the only way we move forward. And I mean, I just keep thinking with all these things, and I brought this up to Kendall, and I thought I'd share because I'm sure all of you have thought this too. But with all the problems going on in the world, all the news, everything that's just going on, like, is there anything that would completely just like automatically cause us to switch directions and really elevate our thinking on a dime? And the thing that keeps coming back to me is if literally aliens, extraterrestrials,
like Bill Clinton
literally
said,
like come out and reveal themselves to all of us, and
change everything.
It would just like I think we'd all be forced to like, holy shit, like our life is so much bigger than just our little bubbles that we live in and stuff. And it's not about us. It's like, looking bigger than ourselves. And I don't know. I hope for that day before the opposite of that happens, so but thoughts and positive vibes out to all the victims and families. So just wanted to pay tribute because this sucks, and who knows, maybe one of you out there were directly affected by it. So just want to say that. But let's get into the first very freaky but real topic we have today. Now, I don't know about, let's quickly just haunted houses. What are your first thoughts? Do you like them? No. How many have you done in your life? Have you done?
Probably like 5.
You've done 5 probably? Both home and like professional and stuff?
All professional ones.
All professional.
Including like home ones, probably like, I don't know, like 8.
Do you remember like?
We did one in our garage one year.
So you never liked them. You just were like, fuck this. Like,
no, I've never liked scary shit. I know that sounds so weird. People are like, what are you talking about? You have a crime and conspiracy channel. No, I actually don't like scary movies. I don't like sitting there and being afraid, like scared of things. I hate gore. I don't
you you just like are not a huge horror fan, but you like thriller, some kind of scary stuff.
I'm interested in crime and stuff, obviously, but really?
So you're not wild about having a real life experience of this horror and being in complete utter fear?
No, because they always find out that you're the one that's scared and they chase you.
It's true. And they do oftentimes go for the girls because they want the screams. I mean, that's why they do it. They want the screams. Yeah. So I've been a big fan of haunted houses throughout my life. I've been to a bunch. I go every year, and I haven't gone the last year or two for whatever reason because I'm an adult now, and I don't know.
Yeah, what are we going to go to a haunted house?
But I'm like, for me, when I walk through a haunted house, I'm like smiling and laughing the whole time. I'm that guy. Like I kind of jump and stuff and maybe let out a little scream, but
you're like my dad.
But for the most part, I just kind of think it's funny and entertaining, and I love it. And it just is like so cool to like, you definitely get that like adrenaline pumping for sure. So I wanted to talk about perhaps one of the most extreme legal attractions you can actually experience, and that is the infamous McKamey Manor.
You've been interested in this place for a long time.
I've even considered doing this place.
I would never.
Not seriously.
Sorry, now that we're married, that's a no.
So if you've never heard of McKamey Manor, especially those of you, you know, in other parts of the world, you're going to be fucking blown away that this is this is real and this is legal and this is actually happening and has happened for a long time. But McKamey Manor is known as like an extreme haunt. So it's like an extreme haunted house where you actually participate in the experience. You are the experience, meaning that it's you by yourself, maybe somebody else if you go in as a pair, but basically the actors can totally manhandle you, torture you. They can put live insects, bugs, creepy crawlers. They make you eat your own puke. They give you rotten food and you have to submit to them essentially. It's like a submissive experience. And this is 100% real. And for a long time, it's been in San Diego, California. And I first found this on YouTube, which if you want to see what this is all about, all you got to do is go on YouTube. They have a YouTube channel, which I don't know how the fuck this is on YouTube.
Seriously.
Because I guess because it's legal, it's technically fake. Right. It's all fake.
It's an advertisement for their thing. Yeah.
That's the thing is they're not actually like nobody's ever gotten seriously hurt there. Yeah.
It's just
good point.
Fear. It's like
everybody's
mind
like, what?
torture,
They're torturing?
mental torture.
It's it's breaking you down psychologically for sure. But what's interesting is this guy, Russ McKamey, who's the one who started it and is like the mastermind behind it. He created this haunt as a nonprofit, which I think he did because obviously as a business, there's a lot more things you have to do in order to cover your ass and stuff. I think he did it for legal reasons. But also, there's no payment to get into it. All you got to do is donate a bag of dog food, a couple cans.
That's so
and
weird.
He'll let you. Well, not only that, but he also so this is so popular that 24 to 27,000 people are on the waiting list when this was open in San Diego. So like people actually want to do this. People fly from all the world to do this, but it's absolutely fucking terrifying. Like the videos will probably freak you out. Tons of fake blood.
Yeah, they freak me out just watching it. Well, just how scared these people are. Basically, they just fuck you up in there. Like they do gross
but
things.
They can actually
eat things.
Yeah. They can actually like punch you, slap you. They can gag you. They can put bags over your head.
Like snakes on them and stuff, and like lock you in small compartments, like coffins. They would like fill a coffin with like something fake spiders or something, lock you in there. Oh, it gets me like my heart rate going just thinking about it. It's wild what these people sign up for, and the only thing you think is like, who the fuck decided to go? They decided to go in there. They signed up for this.
Well, and the reason why it's like the most extreme haunt out there is because one, it's literally 8 hours long.
That's insane.
If you go through the full experience, which is they decide when it's over,
and
essentially.
They kidnap you, right?
Yeah. So basically how it works is he has a couple guys and they're like these big burly dudes that are wearing like creepy face paint and masks shit. And they drive this van up to a location and then Russ gets out and he gives you waivers, which this is how he doesn't get fucked legally and sued. Cause like, fuck, he's literally like putting people through essentially traumatic PTSD type experiences. And he's never been, sued successfully or anything like that. So he has you sign a 40-page waiver.
That's crazy. Sign your life away. Do you think people actually read it? Probably not.
No, they're already
like, it looks good.
He does it like while you're under like duress, like too. He's like, sign it really quick.
Oh my God.
And the thing about it is Russ, this guy seems like a very likable guy, but he definitely seems like there's something a little off. Like
that's what I'm saying. Like I kind of get it. Like out of the goodness of your heart, you run this little haunted house, and the only thing it's free. You just have to pay just have to give dog food. But it's like it's kind of weird. This is happening every day for I guess they probably aren't all year, right? Just during Halloween.
No, they go all year, every weekend.
So every weekend, all year, you're paying multiple employees for 8-hour shifts.
No, they're volunteers. He says. It's a nonprofit, so there's no payroll. There's no, oh my God. There's no payment. It's volunteer work. He literally has actors come and volunteer. And what's interesting is he had teenagers doing it for a long time. He literally had teenagers, 16-year-olds, gagging, pouring fake blood, making people, like slamming people on the ground. And he had a bunch of problems with that.
Well, like, what's the deal, though? Because, like, why?
Right. Well, that's the
like,
whole
if
thing.
it was just fun and it was like lighthearted and it wasn't so scary, then wouldn't be as weird. But the fact that he scares people till they're like begging for their lives almost.
Oh, they are begging for they're like,
and then he
Russ,
watches stop.
Because he's literally in your face the whole time with his video camera with the light on you. He's all about
in there.
He goes through every experience with you.
So
he's there the
This
whole.
is his weekend plans every.
He talks to you. He's like, oh, you want to give up? And he talks in this voice like, oh, you're not going to give up. We're going to keep you here. Yeah, you're not going anywhere. Like he like talks to you. He never cusses. That's like his thing. I don't cuss at you. He doesn't degrade people. But people are like, Russ, let me out. I'm done. I'm done. Begging to be let out of like this experience. And he's like, no.
Dude, he likes it.
Oh yeah. He looks he's like, oh yeah, I'm going to film this. And he spends out. His wife looks totally miserable. Like it is like, I don't understand how she stayed with this dude.
Like
She's like, I walk around my house and I constantly hear screaming coming from the office because he's editing. He edits for hours and hours. Like he loves to make film. He makes a film of every experience he does and puts it on YouTube.
But he's doing it for free. If he was making money from it, I'd be like, okay, it's just a cool job. But no.
But it's just like fucked up.
Filming it and then editing he likes watching people being scared.
It's clear. It's
maybe
either
he's a serial killer. Or maybe he's like someone who would be, but like has self-control. So they do this instead.
I don't understand.
Which is better than killing people.
And he literally films people getting like beaten. Like it's aggressive as fuck, guys. Like I'm not kidding. This is very extreme. Like it looks like shit you see in like torture movies. Like if you ever watch Saw or Hostel, like they take like drills and put it right next to your face with fake blood on it and stuff. And at this point, like once you get broken down psychologically, then he can literally do whatever the fuck that's how they do it, is they break you down. And guys, they've had Marines go in there. They've had fucking the toughest of the toughest people go in there, literally come out crying like babies. Like that's how fucking terrifying. He literally, the one thing I was just like, holy fuck, this is crazy. He had two big dudes. They had tattoos everywhere. He had them in a little pool, like a baby pool almost, but then with a cage, and put them in the cage, handcuffed them to the cage, filled the pool up, and then literally had guys pushing their heads underwater.
No way.
He's like, you will get a simulated drowning experience. He simulates drowning. Like literally, like how do you know what's a simulation and what's actual drowning? And he does this.
Like how do you know if it is actual drowning?
If people are like, I can't, like literally
if you're
scared as fuck, can't breathe. Like I'm done. Like this is not fun. I'm fucking dying.
Well, you
here.
know what? At the end of the day, these people go
Sign
in
this
there.
waiver,
they fucking know exactly what goes on.
Well, that's
there
what he
because
says.
It's filmed.
That's what he says.
So
he's like, it's all filmed
for going in.
But a lot of people have said. But a lot of people have said that Russ, he films the whole experience, but he edits it and only pulls like the good stuff out of it and puts it in the video. And then who knows where the rest of the footage is, because some people are coming out of there and most of them are straight up pissed. They've got injuries. Your clothes get ripped off of you. You get if you throw up in there, he tells the guys to literally pick up their throw up and put it back in their mouth. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Can you imagine? Like that's not fun to me.
Why are they going in there though? They obviously
because
don't
it's
think
become
it's
this
be a bunch
legendary
of
thing. It's like the ultimate scare. Like he's literally made himself famous from this, because it's literally like, you want to prove you're a fucking badass? Go through this experience. And people do it. Thousands of people do it. It's fucking crazy, man. One story I just want to mention was, he said that he had to fire one of the teenagers in the initial experience because her teacher went through the haunt or something. Like somebody from her school went through the haunt, and this girl like had it out for this teacher or whatever, and was like super fucking aggressive during the experience, like grabbing her, throwing her around, body slamming her. But she actually took her teacher outside, or it might have been a he outside, and put them in a barrel filled of dog shit. Literally stuffed them into a barrel of dog shit. Like you could literally come in contact with shit, rotten eggs. Like,
see, but I don't understand that. How is that legal? Because you can get really sick and die from feces and rotten eggs.
It's all in the waiver. He literally is like, if you die in here, I'm not liable, basically. And people
like,
sign
you didn't
that.
pay for. Yeah, I guess having people pay would
That's
make
why he
the
does
liability
it.
work.
He literally it's 40 pages because he writes out every single thing that could possibly happen to you in here, and you have to check yes on all of them.
Oh my god! Then you know what? People are just dumb. I don't
But
get why
he
you
does
do it.
well. What he does is he actually like he really is into this, and he interviews the people. And if he doesn't think you're a right fit, you got to like kind of prove that you're really into this.
Oh wow.
And he asks you, he's like, what are the three things that you're most scared of? And people are like, I'm scared of clowns, I'm scared of spiders. And he's like, check. That'll all be in your fucking experience. Like he tailors it to every experience. Everyone is different, which is crazy.
Yeah.
He switches it up. So I just find that fucking insane. Like I would never put myself through that. I like haunted houses, but I do not want to be in the fucking horror movie. Like that's literally what he says. Like you're in the horror movie.
That's so creepy.
Yeah, one girl left like a Yelp review of like 1 star because her knee was all like bruised to all hell because they had her crawling around on her hands and knees for so long. It's crazy, man. Like I'm just like, holy fuck. And you can go watch like after you come out of the experience, he is right there and he's like, now tell me about, like, basically review it there. And he, like, so many people have said he literally forces you to give him a good review. And if you don't, then he's like pissed off and like,
what is he expecting though? Like, what are you gonna write in your review? Like, oh, such a great experience. I loved having shit in my mouth. Like, what are you gonna say in your review?
Well, that's just part of the experience. Like,
they were really nice and they handled me gently.
No, like girls come out of there fucked up. They look like scarred for life. Like
I would
these
never
are a bunch of big ass men. Like every girl's nightmare.
Is there any interviews of people?
Yeah, you can play an interview.
Let me see if I could find.
Just type in McKamey Manor interview, and it'll come up. It's crazy. Like these people are crying. They're all wet. Like you literally get just broken down to nothing.
Exit interviews.
Yeah, exit or at the end of the. It's usually at the end of his shows, yeah. Or at the end, he calls them shows.
Exit.
But he's just an odd dude, and he actually got booted out of San Diego, I think.
Just one person. Huh?
He had to close. You have to go to an actual video of it, I think, to see it. But he actually had to leave San Diego, and now he runs it out of Tennessee and Huntsville.
I have to sign in and confirm my age.
Oh my, of course you do. It's age restricted.
Yeah, it's that bad.
It's crazy, dude.
Hang on, I'm trying to get to it because I think it'd be interesting to hear.
Yeah, so a lot of people are like, how the fuck does he do it? He spent $500,000 on this, but he hasn't made any money off of it. He loses money on it.
Are these all the exit interviews? What is this?
No, this is the girl that made it 6 hours. She's the one that made it the longest through. Why? 6 hours she went through this. She didn't even make it all the way through. But a girl actually did make it the longest out of anybody. No guys have made it. Because guys, I bet they just fuck you up. Like, oh my God.
I Quit series? What is this?
No.
I can't find it then.
Yeah, I'll link it for people.
Interviews. Okay.
I'll link it for people. I mean, it's pretty disturbing. Like, it's people crying and they're just soaking wet and just, they look terrified. Like, that's the thing is, a psychologist
let me play a little bit of this.
Oh my God.
It's done. That's done.
Yeah.
It's done.
It's one of these.
This is right after.
Come on, Dylan. It's all over. It's all over.
Oh my God, he looks scarred.
Dude, he looks fucked up.
My name is Emily and I came all the way from Alabama to tell her I suck.
I'm David and I came over there from New Zealand and I got to do a Manor.
And I quit.
And I quit. I'm out.
I'm Nick Newman. I thought I was tougher than I am.
All these people are like, I'm not tough enough.
Coward than David. And I want to quit McKamey Manor.
He's crying.
Cat Miller. My name is Cat Miller and I heard animals.
Okay, it's twice you said it, right?
Yeah, I'm done.
That was 10 times tougher than I thought it was going to be. No, it's very humbling. Because you think you can do something until it's actually time to do it.
That's crazy,
my name
dude.
Is Amanda,
oh my
and
God.
I'm out. I'll be back when I'm more prepared. I am not this prepared.
Oh my God. She's like got blood dripping down her face. Like fake blood.
Get the fuck out.
McKamey Manor's alive and well. So sorry, Russ.
I'm out. I can't do it.
You're out? Okay, we have one that's out. He's out.
My name's Travis O'Neill. I've come all the way from Catlin, Illinois.
Is he on drugs?
No.
Say,
People go into shock, dude. People go into full shock. He's fucked up, man. He's totally fucked up. He can't even talk. He's so exhausted and.
Holly, I failed McKamey Manor.
Oh my God.
Dude, it's.
So what's crazy is like, even if you do say I quit, they'll only
There's
let
no
you
safe word.
There's
He
not.
says there was no safe word whatsoever at all for a while, and it was up to Russ if he let you out. So you were literally begging Russ to let you out of his fucking attraction. And then he eventually said there's a safe word, but
How about sue the fuck out
people
of you?
said this that you can't sue him.
It's true.
People have tried, you can't sue him. And he gave a safe word, but then he still was like, it's still up to me. He doesn't believe it. He thinks safe words are like for wimps. He's literally says that. He's like, any haunted house has a safe word is a wimp.
Because he probably enjoys people when they're most scared. And when they're most scared is when they don't think they can leave. Because then you start thinking like you're afraid for your life because you can't get out of there. It's like a survival feeling. If you feel like you can't leave, like that's terrifying. I think I'd be okay up until the point I tried to leave and they wouldn't let me. Then I would like really go crazy.
Yeah, I mean, well, they've had like people try to like attack them because like if you try to attack them, they throw you out immediately. Like you're done. Your experience is over. Because that's for me, I'm like, if I got to the point where I would not just submit and like let somebody fucking do that to me, especially if I've had enough, I would just like come charging at you. But there's some people that have literally gone through it like a couple times, and it just blows my mind because it's legal torture. I mean, it's not physically harming them, but mentally it's scarring them. Like, that's the thing about it is like, there's no doubt about it. You go watch the reviews. There's obviously some people that, get excited about it and love it. That's great for you. But the majority of people that go through are like normal ass people like us and they get fucked up in there, like mentally.
Yeah.
And
because it's so abnormal. So not natural.
No, it's just like it's so extreme too. It's like, and it actually has pissed off a lot of other haunted people in the haunted industry because they're like, you guys are giving a bad name for all of us, and like, a lot of us are doing this right. It's safe. Like, you shouldn't be scarring people. It should be a fun thing. It should be you're ruining it for people. Like, it's just not necessary to be physical and brutal.
But, if these people want to do it, then.
But it's like,
whatever.
I mean,
they're
they're signing up for
no
it.
one's
So
forcing anyone to go in there.
No. And they do get to get out when they want. So, but the
kind
whole,
of.
yeah, that's
they
true.
don't get out when they want.
Well, they get out if they
I've heard
plead
them say,
enough.
like, I want to leave, and they're like, too bad.
Yeah.
Get back in the box.
I think it depends on who you are and if he likes you or not, or if you piss him off. Like,
yeah.
And I think he's probably way harder on guys too. Just because I think he probably enjoys seeing guys get like crying, and that guy who was literally shaken to his core, like, holy fuck.
He was shook for sure.
But the whole thing about it being nonprofit and he doesn't make any money is just so weird. And some people out there have theorized that maybe like when he's filming, it does look like he's using a live streaming camera of some sort. So some people think that he might be live streaming these things and possibly to some, whether it's dark web, it's just some shady corner where people bet on the participants to see how long they make it through and stuff.
That could be where the money's at.
There's got to be, because
maybe he has some type of secret club or group that like bets on it. That is very, very interesting. Or people that just want to watch.
Right.
Interesting.
Or maybe he has like some secret like paid website where you can watch the live stream of somebody going through that. The whole thing
You'd
uncut.
have to be really exclusive.
You'd have
it would
to
be like out by now.
Yeah,
It'd have to be really, it'd be like very like just his friends or something, or like people in some type of exclusive club or something.
Some people even say like maybe Vegas for high rollers that want to do like, because if you think about it, there's obviously
probably in the waiver then.
People like this shit. People like to watch other people get tortured. Like I hate saying that, but that's the reality.
I mean,
some
there's
people
a reason
like
why
that.
those fucking Saw movies do so well.
Hostel and all those
I've
other
never
ones.
even seen them, and I'm scared of them. Like just from hearing about how scary they are.
It's just, I mean, if you like brutality and blood and guts, and you like that, watching people suffer and die, like power to you, I guess. Like fuck, like so. I don't know. I just wanted to share that about McKamey Manor because it's just been fascinating, and the fact that like the cops get called on him, he gets bomb threats, death threats. The FBI's gotten involved. He's had to move to another location where now he does like a thing where it's a 3-part series. He calls it like a survival thing, and if you make it all the way through, you get between $2,000 to $20,000. So
there must be.
He's got to be getting something.
He's not just rich. Is he rich?
I don't know. He was in the military for like 20 years. He was a Navy guy. So like obviously he doesn't have a ton of money.
I feel like there's more to this business that's not being exposed.
There's gotta be, dude. And the fact that he spends so much time filming and editing and making videos, there's gotta be something he's doing with that.
That is really weird and creepy.
But if you want to see more about him, go watch the Netflix documentary Haunters. I was watching that today. Yeah.
I was taking a nap.
And they go all
screams.
into him and McKamey Manor and other haunts, and it's really interesting. So, and it shows a lot of footage in there too, if you want to see the brutality of that fucking place. But I would never do it. Never subject myself to that. So, all right. Second thing I want to talk about is something that you may or may not have heard of. Because I think I would want to predict that it's mostly common in the US. Like, I don't know if this would exist.
I had never heard about it before I
elsewhere
into this. I
in the
literally
world.
did not know that there was anything like this. When I was in college, we had to do this. I was like an elementary education major, so I had to do this whole week about like Halloween and like psychology for kids and like parents. It's hard to explain, but part of it was talking about religion and Halloween. So I was just doing research on like, because when I was younger, my neighbor was never able to go trick-or-treating with us because it was the devil's birthday and her mom wouldn't let her.
Which doesn't make any sense at all, really.
I'm very confused. I think that happened way later. But anyway.
This idea that the Halloween is like associated with the dead and evil is like such a like
it's
mythical
weird.
thing.
So she wasn't able to do that. So I was like just doing research on, you know, if there's anything like if there's programs or like things that they have like alternate trick-or-treating things.
Right,
and then I came
right.
across alternate haunted houses for Christian kids called Evangelical hell houses. And I wrote a whole paper on this shit. It is the wildest thing. Like if you have not heard of this, prepare yourself because this is fucked up.
Yeah, they basically take like theater and a haunted house tactics in order to create like a scary ass play, essentially, is what it is.
Think like Disney World ride that you go through, kind of.
It's
it's not a ride.
It's not.
It's
Example,
but
yeah.
It's like acted out haunted house type.
But literally effects, people in costumes.
Yeah.
It's multiple places. Like you walk through it like a haunted house.
Yeah.
And it's literally scaring people into believing that, you know, there's evil and, you know, there's hell for people that do these things. Because what's crazy about it is not only is it like really extreme stuff, you know, like demons and everything like that, but it's literally down to like very, very simple things that are, you know, sins in the Christian faith, you know, like coming down to like sex and, you know, they act these things out though. It could even be like to using Tinder. Like one of the things was like somebody on Tinder and like premarital sex. They make that look scary. They make that look scary. Yeah.
So it's just basically warning you of like, don't be bad because then you'll go to hell. And they do it around the time of Halloween so that, because like a lot of Christian kids can't participate in any haunted houses, obviously, or any Halloween shit. So their parents like take them to this instead. But what's so crazy about it to me is like whenever I went through a haunted house as a kid, like there was one time I went to one when I was really young and I was fucking scared. I ran out of it, actually ran out of this haunted house. I remember it so well. At that fucking Santa place. Some people in Colorado will know what I'm talking about. There's this like fucking North Pole Santa world up in the middle of the mountains, in Georgetown or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, they have a haunted house there at the Santa place.
What?
It scared the shit out of me. I went running out of
Haunted
there.
Santa house?
Dude, you don't understand. I was like shook over this place for a long time. Like every night I would have a dream of the mummy like coming up and like going like this. And it was probably some janky old thing, but I was really young. But the point is, my mom and my dad were able to tell me, Kendall, that's not real.
Right, it's not real.
There's nothing to be scared of. You don't need to be afraid. I can't imagine coming out of one of those hell houses and being like, oh, I'm scared.
As a kid, like young kids go through this too.
And and your parents are just like, oh, it's okay, but it's real. Like, can you imagine if they're like, it's not okay? Like, what do you even say to your kid? Because you're trying to tell them that this is real.
I don't even know how you
comfort them
convey
from
that.
their nightmares.
Like, it's okay, honey. This is all real. So just, if you follow God, it won't happen to you. Just be good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's essentially what it's teaching. And what's crazy is that this whole thing kind of really got popular and started by a Texas Trinity church. They're kind of notorious for this. And in 1999, they actually recreated the Columbine school shooting. 6 months after it happened.
So disrespectful and weird.
6 months after it happened, they did that.
The fuck?
basically portraying the killers as Satan aiming to slaughter Christians and Christian students. And they obviously took the whole, like you mentioned, the Columbine shooters that they did ask some kids if they were Christian or not. And there may have been some.
No, there was a girl.
Definitely.
I know there was at least one girl that they asked her if she believed in God, and she said yes, and they shot her.
Right.
That's a true story.
So, which, whatever. I don't have any problem with like saying that they're evil and that, whatever. But like
the guys,
yeah, like
Dylan
saying,
and Eric,
yeah,
they're evil.
Yeah, I know. No, that's what I'm saying. It's like comparing them to Satan is what I'm saying. Like that's if you compare them to the devil, yes, they're evil. Obviously work of the devil in their world. You know, so I get that. But to put kids through that, to like literally acting out, shooting kid, like
that's just inappropriate and the wrong place, just so not. Leaves like anything else.
I don't understand either. Like my parents were, not wild about Halloween. Obviously, like when we were younger, especially, we did not really go trick or treating that much. And they took us to church festivals, like fall festivals. That's what they call them usually. Fall festival or trunk or treat or something.
Trunk or treat, yeah.
You go to the church, whatever, which was not. It was still fun. Don't get me wrong. It was still fun, but I did feel weird because all my friends were out trick or treating in the neighborhood.
Outside, yeah.
And next day at school, it's like, oh, we can't eat. How much? Yeah. It's like a big deal. So I was at the church catching goldfish in the pool, which hey, that's kind of cool.
Dude, yeah,
that's kind of cool.
Nice to go home with the goldfish.
But I know my parents
always die when you get them from like.
Oh
a
yeah,
fair.
no, it was betas. I think it was for betas actually.
Betas, that's like.
No,
that's like
it was gold.
abusive.
It was
They should
goldfish.
not- okay.
No, it was goldfish.
Betas are like a little too nice of a fish.
Yeah.
Like
No. Betas would be too expensive.
little baby
no,
pool.
it was gold. It was like a baby pool with goldfish.
Yeah,
in
they
it.
used to do the goldfish, but
And
then
you're like-
all the goldfish would die in like a day or two because they're like in this contaminated
Yeah,
pool thing.
yeah.
Probably not even like cleaned water or anything. But like tap water, just throw the fish in.
Oh yeah, dude.
Anyway.
But my point was that my parents were religious and we went to a very conservative Nazarene church for years, but they would probably never take me to a hell house. I don't think they'd want me to
No
experience that
way.
or see that. Especially I can just see my mom. She'd be like, hell no, we wouldn't take you to that. Hell no to the hell house. Because it's just traumatic, especially at a young, like 10, 11,
Yeah, your
12,
mom would have never
13 even.
taken you to
Like
something like that.
as a later teenager, okay, like a majority are probably older teens that
Because
are
a lot
going
of
to
Christians
these like
wouldn't bring their kids to
fine,
this.
whatever. But it's just like, I think as, being a church and, for what churches are supposed to stand for and what Jesus is supposed to stand for, I just don't think Jesus would approve. I really don't. Like, as coming from a Christian perspective right now, I don't think Jesus would be cool with hell houses. He'd be like, the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Well, he wouldn't say fuck, but he'd say,
He'd not be into it.
what is this?
What is this?
What are those? No. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty fucked up. Like they do act out stuff. They act out rape, abortion. It's bloody. It's like, it looks like a haunted house, guys.
Who the
Like
fuck willingly brings their child in there? What on earth?
it's absolutely crazy.
You
A
gotta
drunk
win
driving scene, violent
Worst parent
drug
of the
deal,
year.
Black Lives Matter sequence.
How does that have anything to do
What?
with the devil or hell?
Black
This
Lives-
is truly stupid. Wow, I feel sorry for all these kids because their parents are dumb, apparently.
In one room, a
Why
demon.
would you bring your kid to this? This
Oh
is
my
so
God.
fucked up. Are you asking to scar your kid?
Seriously,
Like, they could be permanently
this is
fucked up
traumatic.
from this.
I mean, I was kind of permanently fucked
Especially if
up
you're
from
telling them
the
this is real.
from learning about hell and demons and everything as
You
a young
were.
child. Like it really
You
fucked with me. Like I
definitely
was like
were.
very scared of demons.
It's funny how you
Anything-
stopped having demon dreams, like when you kind of let go of all of it and just kind of like were at peace and you
Yeah, it
you
stopped
became more
completely.
spiritual in your own way. It just
Yeah, when I just
stopped.
woke
The
up to the
nightmares.
reality, I was like, oh
You never have nightmares anymore.
no, never.
I used to have so many night terrors when we were younger.
Yeah, really bad ones too. And I was always scared of dark things ascending from the ceiling. It was always demonic too, which is really interesting. And obviously from learning about the Bible, because that's the thing, right? Like Bible's got a lot of good stuff, but it's also got a lot of fucking crazy shit, fucked up shit. And Revelations will definitely take you down a dark path about the end of the world and demons and everything. So yeah. In one of the scenes in the hell houses, a demon is coercing a mother to force her young daughter to get an abortion that she clearly did not want. The mother kept saying, "This baby is going to ruin your life," as the doctor was performing the girl's operation.
I can't even listen. This is so absurd and horrible. Why the fuck? would you bring your kids to this? I'm sorry I've said it like 8,000 times, but I cannot understand.
Oh my God, it gets
why
even
you would
worse.
bring your child. I don't even want to hear it. What is it?
In one of the last scenes in this particular Trinity Church house, a girl who was sexually abused by her father, who went on to kill her mother.
Oh my God.
Later, that same girl was tormented by 2 demons who filled her with shame for being abused and said the only answer was to kill herself. Weeping and screaming,
This
the girl
is not real.
slits her wrist with a razor blade. 100% real. Somebody went through this. This is a reporter that went through this shit.
Apparently, these parents are serious. Some serious.
That's
idiots
fucking crazy,
to bring your kids
man.
to this.
Or even, I mean, again, they might. I could be wrong. This could be a teen event only. You know.
I don't give a fuck who it's for. I don't care if it's for grandparents. You don't do that. You
They don't even
act
do this
out
at a
that
haunted
shit.
house usually.
Why would anyone be punished and kill themselves because they were abused?
But that's
That
the thing
doesn't
is
make
they're
sense.
and they take real life scenarios and make them seem really scary and horrible and evil. Yeah, so it's just I don't know. It's really fucked up.
I think it's just so weird. I don't understand it.
But I'm curious to see if any of you out there have been through a hell house and what your experience was, or you know what your thoughts are on it. So definitely let us know, because I don't know. I don't know anybody personally that's been through one. I've never been through one, so I don't know. You know how bad they really are. But let's get on with things. So quickly, I just wanted to thank our first sponsor of today's episode, which is Quip. We love Quip, and obviously Quip is great because one of the most important things you can do for your health every day is brushing your teeth. But many of us do not do it properly. I'm one of those people for a long time who did not brush properly, or long enough is another thing, because Quip is super affordable. And it's definitely the best electric toothbrush out there. And that was created by dentists and designers. It looks really cool. It's got a 2-minute timer on it, which is really convenient. That was one of my biggest problems, is I always could never fucking get the timing down right.
Yeah, sitting there and like trying to, like, if you were just to sit down and try to like hit a clock or a stopwatch at 2 minutes without looking, it'd be really hard to like gauge in your mind how long it's been. So yeah, it does really help, because sometimes I'll sit there brushing my teeth for way too long and they'll start bleeding.
Yeah, well, that's
like,
the thing too.
Shit,
is
or I'll
like,
do the way too quick.
and a lot of electric toothbrushes like Oral-B and stuff that we've had before is like really hard on your gums and stuff, and like just
big
grinds
plastic
away.
Pieces and like, ugh.
But Quip's got like really gentle, vibrating strokes, so it's super nice, and it's super affordable, and yeah, that's why we love Quip. So you can actually get $25 if you go to quip.com/mile higher. You'll get a first refill pack for free with a Quip electric toothbrush. Again, that's your first refill pack free at getquip.com/mile higher.
Rad.
All right, let's get into what do you got for us?
Oh yeah,
you
okay.
got something you want to talk about?
Well, I just have a short little one. This one's a little shorty to get us started, because now we're going into our ponder sesh here, but I guess the whole thing is. But okay, so did you watch Sesame Street as a kid?
Absolutely.
Everyone does, right?
I love Sesame Street.
So who's your favorite character on it?
So many good ones. I think I always liked Kermit's on Sesame Street, is he?
Yeah.
He is on Sesame Street, right?
Duh.
Yeah, I love Kermit the Frog.
Wait, he not?
No, he's in the Muppets.
Oh, yeah, I suck.
I like the Count Dracula guy, the guy that like did the counting
Muppet
and stuff.
scared me. Yeah. Oh, the Muppet guy. We're not talking about the Muppet.
No, Sesame Street. Sesame Street.
Oh,
remember the
he's
Count?
on the Muppet?
The Count Dracula
Dude,
guy
it
that
all
like
blurs
counted.
together, all these fucking puppets.
Anyway, what were you trying to say?
Okay, so you know Cookie Monster though. He's like the OG. I was seeing if he would be your favorite, because I do like
Cookie Monster a lot, actually.
So apparently in the 1980s, a bunch of children began experiencing really bad night terrors brought on in their sleep. And it was all kids that were sleeping with these Cookie Monster dolls. Specific one. And the parents said that they were bothered not only because their children were having nightmares, but because all the children were reporting nightmares and they were the same as the other children's nightmares.
Interesting.
They would wake up in their bed in the dark and see a man in the shadows staring at them. Over the years, it happened less and less. However, children with Elmo dolls are still experiencing the same nightmares now. So I don't know if it's true. Obviously, it's not like documented by police because.
Ooh.
But yeah, it's this like big rumor on the internet that Cookie Monster dolls are like haunted, or there was one specific one. I thought it was so funny when I was researching it.
That's awesome, man.
Isn't it?
Cookie Monster could be. Did anything bad actually happen to
No,
these people?
just fucking dreams.
So they just think their dreams are scary. So like, he must be haunted.
I know. Chances are
He's
they're
affecting my dreams.
I mean, there's really nothing confirmed on this, but I just thought it was so interesting. I saw it a bunch. Like, it kept popping up on all the websites I was going to. It kept being like, "Oh, Cookie Monster thing." I'm like, oh.
Then
really
there must be a haunted Cookie Monster thing going on.
I guess so. He is a monster. They're all monsters, aren't they? Elmo's a monster.
Big Bird is definitely a monster.
He's a bird.
It's a monstrous bird.
So then what's Elmo then? He's definitely a monster.
I don't know what he is.
I'm going to Google this. What is Elmo?
Oh my God.
What is Elmo?
There's so many things that are haunted out there.
Elmo's a Muppet character. Yeah, but what the fuck is he?
He's like a monkey.
He's not a
without
monkey.
ears.
Let me type in, is Elmo a monkey? Is Elmo a red monkey?
He's a monkey without a tail. Oh my God.
Is Elmo a monkey? What kind of animal is Elmo supposed to be? He is a furry red monster. Boom! He is a monster.
They are all monsters.
No, I don't think Big Bird is. What?
Bert and Ernie are definitely monsters.
They're humans. Did you hear there was like all this controversy over Bert and Ernie recently because all these people started saying that Bert and Ernie were gay and they were living together in their apartment all these years.
Yeah,
because everyone just thought they were brothers. No. Sesame Street had to actually come out and just be like, no, these are Muppets. They don't have fucking sexual preferences. Like, it doesn't matter. This is a child show. None of them, we don't like declare their sexuality either way. They're just two Muppets that live together. You know, have your imagination for the rest. I always thought they were brothers, but what type of animal is Big Bird?
Oh my God. Why are we talking about Muppets right now?
Hey, it's hilarious.
Oh my God.
He's a cassowary. Oh my gosh.
What?
They said in one of the episodes he was asked if he was related to the cassowary, which is
deadly
that crazy
Australian bird
we saw. But he said, no, I'm more of a condor. The hell? So he's a bird.
That makes sense.
There's monsters and then humans. A strange world. Anyway,
that's
it for my little story on the Cookie Monster. I told you it was a short one.
Oh my God.
It was a bite size.
So on Halloween, I know as like, you know, there's parents out there that are listening, and you know, one of my biggest worries would be like, what if my kid got candy from some stranger that is not candy? Because think about it, that'd be super easy to do, like swapping it out for drugs or
well, it used to happen a lot back
poison.
in the day because it was back before candy was like manufactured. So a lot of it was homemade candy, cookies. Like you'd go around and get treats. So people were putting razor blades in them and all kinds of shit. Oh my God. Oh yeah. There was apples one year with razor blades in them. There was I remember there was one year where like people were freaked out about something specific.
In 1974, a trick-or-treater died after being given cyanide laced candy.
Yeah.
But this was purposely, this is interesting. So Timothy O'Brien died on Halloween evening after eating candy laced with cyanide. Ugh. But the story is even more horrific. Turned out the candy was poisoned by his father, Ronald.
Why?
Who was in financial trouble and had taken out insurance policies on his children. In addition to Timmy, Ronald gave poison candy to 4 other children, including his daughter, Elizabeth. Thankfully, none of those children ate it, but his son died from the cyanide-laced candy. For like $30,000, I think that what the policy was too. Killed his son with cyanide-laced candy.
How about you take out an insurance policy on yourself and then go kill yourself if you really want to save the family?
Seriously.
Damn.
I'm in financial trouble. How do I get more money?
Murder my kids.
Get a life insurance.
Oh, that's terrible.
People that think that that's like a viable way to get money are just like,
dude, that's
obviously
that sociopathic mindset.
Just fucking like twisted, man.
You know, on the spectrum that Shane was talking about. That idea that you just don't have, some people just have no compassion. They see people as objects.
Yeah, literally. Clearly this guy did. And
yeah, clearly.
Look,
do you think you can just sacrifice your kids like that?
Seriously, like, fuck you, dude. And he was actually executed by lethal injection in 1984. But I always wondered about that. Like, even now, I think I would probably like look through my kids' trick-or-treat bucket to be like, make sure there's nothing weird in there. Because it'd be easy to steal. And like, if you know, do some parents let their kids like take the candy to their room and like keep it in there? And
that's
who knows like what could be in there?
For real.
But most of us, if you're like me, got a pillowcase and like dumped it out all over the floor table.
My parents
and
always check
sorted
ours.
it all out and counted it and shit.
My parents always make sure it was all wrapped and it wasn't like anything homemade DIY project that someone was doing in our neighborhood.
Yeah, like brownies.
Yeah, and there were ladies that did that. And there were a couple people that my parents like trusted, and so we were allowed to get it from them. But anyway.
What do you got?
That's crazy. Oh, are we ready for me?
Yeah.
So, this is really crazy because I just cannot believe that this is actually real. Okay, so imagine if you went missing. Like, people would know right away.
Imagine if I went missing.
Right? Like, what would happen if Josh just disappeared?
I would hope that someone would file a missing persons report
Right?
within 24 hours.
You would hope so. But what if you died and no one knew about it for years?
And nobody knew that I died?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't they know that I didn't die?
Okay, I'll tell you why. So there's this woman named Joy Vincent. She was 38 years old. She was a woman from, Joyce. Dyslexic. From London. And she, let's see. Picture this. You walk into an apartment that's on the messy side with piles of unopened mail by the door and a sink full of dishes. There's a glow from the television playing BBC One and a pile of wrapped Christmas presents in the corner waiting to be sent out. This was the state of the apartment that belonged to Joyce Vincent when officials from North London Housing Association entered it. Vincent was there too. However, she was not entirely identifiable.
Oh.
Her body was mostly decomposed, and she had been dead for just over 2 years.
Oh, nobody found your body for 2 years?
Her. And she's like not some like old lady. She's young woman, pretty woman.
How'd she die?
So she lived in London in a bedsit, which is a type of social housing in the United Kingdom.
You guys would understand that.
Yeah, the officials who came to her apartment on January 5th, 2006 were there to repossess it due to unpaid rent because obviously she's
2 years,
dead.
nobody thought to check her apartment for
saying.
2 fucking years.
2 years.
Come on,
that's crazy. Like, and I don't understand.
Guys in the UK,
obviously
is
she
that,
hasn't been
is that
paying her
normal?
rent for a while.
And this was not that old, right?
No, 2005, 2006.
Okay.
So they believe she died in 2003, but she wasn't paying her rent, so that's why they were coming after her because she was dead. Obviously, she wasn't paying her rent. Neighbors didn't really know her. They didn't really notice her absence.
Oh.
The only detectable thing was the bad smell, which they attributed to the garbage bins below the apartment. She was found on the floor clutching a shopping bag. Because her remains were mostly skeletal, she was only able to be identified through dental records.
Ooh, so it was really, really deep.
She'd been sitting there in front of the TV. The TV was still on. The TV had been just playing
for 2 years. What?
Yeah. It had also been too long to determine the cause of death, and police say that she died of natural causes after a criminal investigation was ruled out. They ruled out foul play. So they think that she had an asthma attack, and it could have, because she had asthma.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's really crazy.
So the cause of death essentially placed, the only question remains of how can someone be there for 2 years and not even notice? The fact that no one deserves to die and go unnoticed for several years, but it was particularly strange that nobody seemed to notice that Joyce Vincent had passed away. She was only 38 years old, worked for most of her life. She had family and friends, and she wasn't known to be on any drugs or any legal trouble.
So there's really no like red flags or anything that would suggest something.
No, there's like a whole documentary about it that like I don't even know her family. It's called, this is too long to read all of it to you guys, but pretty weird. But she had apparently isolated herself from her family in the years before her death.
Right. So no one's really looking. Because she was dating
someone. So people just thought she was like ignoring. Isn't that crazy?
But what about her job?
I know.
What?
Yeah,
Come on.
It talks about it in the whole article. There's a whole documentary about her.
Oh, so somehow she was able to evade. Maybe she worked from home and maybe like her rent was on auto pay and then eventually like ran out of money in her account or something.
The documentary is called Dreams of a Life.
But
and it's about how
that
someone
like
can just
never
die.
happens, I feel like.
Exactly. It's weird.
2 years? That's a long time too.
Right? Pretty weird, especially in your house to just like, if you went off and died somewhere else, it'd be different. But like,
and your neighbors and the landlord and nobody thought maybe like,
it was making me, it was reminding me of, so we have the nicest neighbor. We have like an elder neighbor, and he's like just such a nice guy.
Frank, if you're listening.
But
Hi.
he came to our door the other night, like frantic, banging on the door.
Yeah, at like 10 o'clock at night.
10 o'clock at night. And Josh answered, and he's like, "Oh, thank God, you're okay. I thought something happened to you," because basically he just saw our packages on our front porch that we had left out for a day. We like didn't realize Amazon had come, and it was cold. This was like one of the first snows of the year. So we were like totally hunkered upstairs, and we weren't answering our doorbell. And apparently he tried to come like twice. And he was so panicked.
And
he
I
was
didn't
like, you
answer.
never know. Like,
I'm
it's
an
such an
asshole.
old-fashioned thing to like check on people too. Like, I probably wouldn't notice if I didn't see him for a day.
No, I
but
mean,
like
we
he
don't
didn't
think
see us,
about
and he
that.
was like, "Ah!" and, like knocking on the door. So, but like, it's nice to know we have neighbors like that care about us.
Seriously.
Like, if we were gone for 2 years, someone would know. I don't know. I just thought that was such a wild story. But your turn.
But before, okay, so I've got another interesting Halloween crime, because if you didn't know, like in most cities, crime does go up on Halloween.
Yeah.
Which, I mean,
People are fucking dumb.
I guess because it's Halloween.
Yeah.
It's
they're
inspiring.
Like, yeah.
So, yeah, I got an interesting crime for you. But I first wanted to thank our final sponsor, Robinhood. I'm excited about Robinhood. It's a very cool investing app, actually, that lets you buy and sell stocks and other things on the stock market, all commission free, which is the thing with like I didn't really know much about the stock market and trading and things like that. Like I've done a little bit over the past couple years and in managing my own 401k and things like that. So if you want to get into or try, like I want to buy an Apple stock, you always hear about it and stuff. So you're like, hey, I want to try the stock market. Well, Robinhood makes it super simple for the millennial to figure it out, because it's super easy to read. It helps you along. It reminds me of like some other type of app that, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good one as an example, but I can't. But it's just very simple and it's very informative. It helps you through the process, and there's no commission fees. So like when you're actually dealing with the stock market and buying and trading and selling stocks, there's fees that you have to pay the broker essentially for making those transactions for you. But with the Robinhood, they don't do that. And so it makes it super affordable for the everyday person. My brother's
really
used it
nice.
before, really
Oh,
likes
he
it.
has?
Yeah. Multiple people I know have used it. And I've
Cool, I wanna
started
try
using it too. It's really fun. It's kind of fun to buy like a stock and watch it go up and down and things like that. So what's awesome is Robinhood is giving all of you guys, our listeners, a free stock like Apple, Ford, Tesla, Sprint to help you build up your portfolio. All you got to do is go to sign up at milehigher.robinhood.com, which I love the name, by the way, because it makes it easy for the everyday. It's not wealthy people. It's like
steal from the rich,
give to the poor. Like I love that. It's really cool. It's a really cool app. Definitely download it, and you'll get your free stock if you sign up at milehigher.robinhood.com. So definitely go show the support. I really like these guys a lot. I think it's a great app. So I wanted to talk about somebody named Patricia Ward, which happened a couple years ago, and this is just fucking freaky. But just a few days before Halloween, witnesses saw a man drag a decapitated body out of a Long Island apartment. He said the body in the street, he said that the body was laid in the street and then somebody kicked the head to the opposite curb. And it had all the signs of some type of, Halloween prank, like obviously in Halloween, it's Halloween.
The first thing you're going to think is not like actual head.
Yeah, exactly. So for a while, nobody did anything about it. One person even said the whole thing looked fake. But the horrifying truth came to light when a good Samaritan tried to move the corpse out of the middle of the street and realized that it was a real body.
Ooh.
Which police came and figured out that it was body belonging to Patricia Ward, a 66-year-old professor at a local college. And even before discovering her body, police had received another call about another dead Ward. This one had been run over by a train about a mile down the road. Soon the tragic details of the murder came to light. Patricia's son, 35-year-old Derek Ward, had a history of mental illness, but he seemed to be okay. But for some reason, he snapped and then beheaded his mother.
What?
Dragged her body out of the apartment down the stairs.
He seemed to be okay, and then he beheaded his mother.
Yep.
That's
He
a
snapped.
strange sentence.
And then he left the body in the street and just calmly walked away.
What?
And then he went and leaped in front of an oncoming train, which is that other ward that the police heard about.
Oh, that's so sad.
Tragic story, but crazy Halloween crime.
Yes.
What do you got? You got anything else for me?
Yeah, so this I just wanted to go through because I thought it was really interesting. I came across an article that talks about ways to spot a spirit. Like, have you guys ever wondered if there's a spirit in the room or something weird's happening? You thought maybe it's a ghost. Well, here are 16 things from foreverconsciousness.com that are apparently are ways to tell that a ghost or spirit is paying you a visit. So I'm
Which you
curious
believe,
about-
you believe, like, just for
Yeah.
the record, you believe.
Oh, yeah. No, I do. I believe in spirits. I don't know if I believe all of this because I don't know if anyone knows. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of people that are actual, like that understand this stuff way better than I do. That could say, like, maybe if you're like an expert on this kind of thing, you can tell us how many of these are true if you think. But let me know if you guys have ever had any well, words are fun. Let me know if anything on this list has happened to you. So the first thing is unexplained noises. Hearing
Yes.
sounds such as footsteps, knocking, banging, scratching, or the sound of something being dropped.
Yes, but I do have a lot of animals and cats.
Exactly.
So
Usually these sounds can start subtle and get louder.
So like when I hear this, I think of like you're home alone and all of a sudden you hear like literally a knocking at the door or like a door just opening and closing, like a repeated type of sound.
Yeah. Yes. It has to like keep.
It's not
going,
like just
like
one
time.
sound where you're
Footsteps, knocking, banging, like something happening.
God, can you imagine like just all of a sudden hearing like walking, like feet walking above us?
Yeah, that'd be scary. Okay, and then like you just said, opening doors and cupboards. Any doors, cupboards, or doors that seem to open without any rational explanation.
Which why are the spirits doing that?
Well, I think they're
If
just
they're
trying to let
spirits.
you know that they're here because they can't
So,
talk
like,
to us. They're trying to communicate,
That's how they do
trying to
it.
get your attention. Yeah.
How do they move
I
the
had
stuff?
like someone told me there was that when I had the whole issue with the spirit in the apartment. I was so scared because they kept bothering me, but like she was like, it could be just like your grandpa, and he's not trying to scare you because my grandpa had just passed away.
Right.
And she's like, he could just be trying to
Right.
like get your attention.
Hmm.
It's
That
not
could
like they can
absolutely
be,
be true.
hello, it's me. No.
It'd be nice if they could just fucking speak.
That
like,
would be
and
nice.
Say,
Oh, I would do anything to talk to
hey,
my
how's it
grandpa.
going?
Oh, speaking
That'd
of
be
which,
cool.
it was so weird. Last night on Etsy, I was like just randomly scrolling and they sell like, do you know psychics sell their services on Etsy?
On Etsy?
Like you can ask a question.
Ooh.
I bought last night 2 psychic services.
How long will I live?
It's 24 hours. I'm going to check if it's done yet because I'd love to share it with you guys. But I did like a communication with someone on the other side thing, and all you had to tell her was their name. And I don't know if she's legit. I just like she had good reviews, so I was like, I'm gonna try it. She was having a sale, and then she also had one of just like your future. And I asked, when should I have kids? Because I've been really wondering lately, like, should I wait until I'm a little older? Should I start sooner?
Yeah.
So I asked a psychic. We'll see what her answer
dude,
is.
I want to do that. Like,
I'm gonna check it in a little bit here. She
I wanna
might even
know
be
my
done because
future.
it's 24 hours. So maybe I can read it on here. Anyway, back to this. Light switching on and off. Okay. Electronic switching on and off.
yeah.
Disappearing items.
Yes.
Yes, an everyday object is suddenly missing from its
Yes.
usual spot. Dude, I had a crystal that just straight disappeared.
Sorry, I'm laughing because I think I just misplaced it, but I literally don't remember because
No,
I was the last one that
the
had
ocean
it.
jasper, that one, yeah.
Oh,
that
you have
was
a different one that
Yeah, my
went
celestite
missing?
went missing from a place that it's blue. What, do you have it?
No.
Oh,
No, I do
I'm
not.
really excited.
No, I was just
It's one of my first crystals, and it has a little home next to the sink, and it was always there, and then all of a sudden it was gone. But anyway, an item of a loved one. Randomly coming across something from a loved one who's crossed over might be a sign of a spirit.
well. In your grandfather's case, we had his shirt in our closet at that place,
Yeah.
so it does seem like spirits do
Attached to items.
do
that
attach
where
to
they
items.
were-
That's so
Well,
interesting.
because it was their physical item in the real world, so it's like they have a connection.
So I wonder
to
if
the
it's like
item.
a conscious choice after death that they attach to that, or if it's like a pre-death type of thing.
I'm not sure.
Like how
Shadows. Sorry, shadows, but seeing shadows in the corner of your eyes.
I see that all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, what was
That's
that?
why it's hard to know if these things are just like coincidences or what.
But is that just like your brain
the
playing tricks
feeling
on
of
you?
being watched, an overall feeling in one specific area of the house.
I've luckily never had that feeling.
I haven't
Being
either.
watched.
I haven't really had that either. Hot and cold spots, huge fluctuations in temperature.
Yeah, I
when
was
you
gonna
walk into
say.
a specific area, especially cold. I think. It's supposed to be.
You walk into like a normal place that's like normal room temperature, but you walk in feels like cold, like almost walking into like a refrigerator or something. Like,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Feeling of being touched, feeling a hand of someone
Like on your
brush
shoulder
on you or poke you or push you or nudge you. Oh my God, this is so creepy. It says, especially if the energy is negative, then there can be unexplained scratches. Oh my God, you guys, that is what happened
But
to
how
me.
would that be your grandfather then?
Then it wasn't my grandfather. It
So it's
said
just-
only if it was a negative presence. So I don't know what the fuck it was, but I had this huge scratch mark on my chest, you guys. You have to go watch my video. Just type in Kendall Rae paranormal experience. I got straight up scratched, and I really think it was a spirit. That is so scary. And that's when I bought Sage, and that's when I started taking all the advice from everybody.
And it
stopped.
was a actual somebody
Yeah.
had scratched like up and down.
It wasn't even possible for me to have done it to myself because I had just taken acrylic nails off, and my nails were paper thin because I kept trying to scratch myself after to see
And
if
it was like
possible.
deep, like
And it was a
something.
hand, it
Yeah,
was blood
I
marks.
remember this. Yeah.
It was so freaky. It couldn't have been my cat because it was lined up like a hand.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. I'm normally I don't know. That was just so weird. That was so weird.
I woke up one day with a triangle.
No,
Three
you
different.
didn't.
Yeah, I did. I swear to God, I did.
Shut
I
up.
had a triangle right in the middle of my chest.
Why didn't you tell me this?
I did. I think I showed you
No.
it. There were like two little like scratches like in a triangle.
Oh my God, that's freaky.
No, it's not freaky. You know what it is?
Lily,
Bed bugs.
don't tell me that.
It was bed bugs when they bite in a triangle formation. Apparently, like it's true.
Are you lying to me?
No, I'm 100%.
That is bullshit.
No, they do. Bed bugs
Bed
bite in
bugs bite triangle.
Yeah. They definitely can make it look like a.
I don't see anything about it being.
Or maybe
it
not
says
a triangle.
Appear
What's
is a
this?
straight line. I'm like, what are they doing? Geometry over here? Straight lines.
All right, we got to do this side.
When was this?
This was back in when we lived in the apartment, I think.
Oh well, fuck. We had bed bugs.
I think.
You never told me that because I would have dealt with that if I thought we had bed bugs.
I think we did at one point.
Oh, that's so fucking scary, Josh. Don't even tell me that.
I haven't had any bites then, so that's good. And no weird scratches here at our house, so good energy here for sure.
All right. So then there's also, you can hear or have unexplained smells, cries, whispers, and voices, levitating objects,
Hell yeah.
apparitions.
Apparitions?
Yeah, seeing a human
Yeah.
formed or entity.
Like a hallucination.
See orbs,
Orbs.
objects at your feet. Seeing coins, stones, or feathers at your feet are often sent by a loved one or a spirit. Interesting. Animal sensitivity. Your animal reacts particular to a certain area of your house.
Yeah, that was a
Lily
real
would
thing.
go in our room where we were having all these issues and just cry all the time. Just cry at the wall, and like we'd hold her up and she'd act like she was looking at something. It was weird.
Yeah, she would.
I think we had a spirit in that room.
In
I
that
swear to
corner
God, it
or
was
something.
weird.
It was weird. It was. I was actually very creeped out at one point. Just
It got really weird.
it felt like there was something.
I don't
in
even
there.
want to talk about, like, I seriously saw like this creepy figure in my sleep. I cannot even talk about it. It's gonna make me scared.
Yeah,
but definitely go
shadowy
watch
figure.
the video because it's weird. Okay.
Hi, honey. Got anything else?
Nope, that was the end of that.
Well,
Are
awesome.
you? Do you not have anything else?
No, I think.
Oh, then I have a little more.
Oh, hit us with it.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna talk about this last one that I thought was interesting. So this is just the scariest urban legend chart for each state. Like,
What's the scariest urban legend for Colorado?
Colorado?
Paul Bunyan. I don't know. What would it be? Maybe
The Platte River ship.
Huh.
Wait, is this Colorado? I'm confused.
No.
That's
Yeah, that is.
6?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not the Platte River then.
Yeah, I was gonna say Molly Brown.
Apparently I'm dumb. Riverdale Road.
Riverdale Road. There was did you hear about the haunted bridge out by, like, on my way to my old house that I used to live? There was like that bridge. What was it? It used to be called like it had a name and it was supposedly haunted there. Like people have died there and stuff on this bridge that goes like out into the middle of nowhere.
Oh,
and
scary.
And
Yeah,
I
why
used to
would there be a
drive over it
bridge?
all the time, even at
No
night
water
too.
out there to
No,
go over.
there used to be though. There's like this legend of like way back when even, and
Ooh.
because I'm trying to think of like places that I've been that have been haunted and I've felt like they were, there was some weird energy to that place.
Weird. Huh. Let me go through some of these for people out there. I wonder if any of you guys have heard of them, or let me know if you've heard of any of these, Josh. The Dead Children's Playground, Huntsville, Alabama.
No.
Kush Taka. What's Kush Taka? Literally Kush Taka. Southern
Some type
Alaska.
of crypt. Yeah. Oh, I think it's kind of like a Bigfoot type thing.
Kingman, Arizona, Slaughterhouse Canyon. We got to do some podcasts on these things.
Yeah.
Quitman, Arkansas, Dog Boy. Santa Lucia, California, The Dark Watchers. Yeah, Riverdale Road, Thornton, Colorado. Oh, wow. This is like where we used to live, pretty close to it. Riverdale Road is a home to a host of legends.
Huh.
While traveling down the road during a full moon, one can see hanging bodies of slaves in the trees. What?
What?
I've never heard of this.
Oh my.
It's a full moon tonight.
Riverdale
We should
Road.
fucking go.
Let's go right now.
They have their own lady in white.
Riverdale Road.
But one section of the road led to a mansion that contained a satanic cult. The gate to hell itself is reportedly inside the chicken coop. The fuck? I've never heard of this.
Holy shit.
Guys, we might have to do a whole podcast episode on Riverdale Road.
Damn.
Maybe I'll have to do a video on it and like go out there, check it out.
That's crazy.
All right, people. That was enough creepy today. Do you see any others on here? Water Babies Massacre of the Rocks in Idaho. Oh,
That
this is
sounds
Hawaii.
weird.
Night Marchers.
Ooh. God.
All right. Yeah, super interesting stuff.
Well, we hope you guys enjoyed this spooky month of October with us. It's been fun doing, recapping. We did
Dyatlov Pass.
Dyatlov Pass.
Oh, Dyatlov, whatever.
Solder Children, Gacy. Which I just wanted to point out one interesting thing I was thinking about today that I learned today is like the history of like haunted houses goes back really far. Like they were doing it a long time, like after World War II, or it actually goes back really far. Like they were doing haunted houses like way back in the day. But what I found interesting is we were talking about John Gacy last week and how he was a member of that club called the JCs.
Oh, yeah.
So the JCs were like one of the first organizations to do haunted houses. They did haunted attractions, which they said were like raising money and stuff. So I was like, I bet you anything John fucking Gacy worked in a haunted house at one point.
Yeah, he probably did.
As something scary.
I wonder if people that enjoy like seeing people scared or could have been serial killers and just like have self-control work in haunted houses.
Well, it's like
there's a reason that people want to have that job. I mean, I guess it's fun for a lot of people and they're just being fun, but like if you're going to like dedicate your life doing something like that or do it for years, like.
And the fact that this club that he like ran did these haunted attractions, I'm just like, God, a serial killer. Like, it's just crazy that a serial killer like interacted with young kids and, did what he did.
Freaky.
But yeah, no, I thought that was interesting. But hope you guys enjoyed these episodes, and we're coming right back next week.
Yes.
With a banger. So
a banger.
A banger. We got some great
something not scary.
No, we're bringing some truth-seeking knowledge to you.
Yes.
About a very, very big problem in this country, in the world.
We can give you a little hint. Well, we're going to
talk about if you want, go for it.
Prescription drug industry.
Talking about big pharma next episode and some of the awful truths and just different fucked up things that are happening with it and how it's literally killing. Opioids specifically are killing so many people in our country. So stay tuned for next week. If you guys would hit the subscribe button on YouTube and iTunes and a like, yeah, it really does help us out.
Give us a like, give us a subscribe.
Also, rating reviews are also very helpful. But yeah. We hope you guys enjoyed today's episode.
Be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram to keep updated with the podcast. It's just at Mile Higher Podcast on Instagram and at Mile Higher Pod on Twitter.
Yeah, stay up to date with all the latest. But that is it for us today. It was a pleasure.
Yes.
Hope you enjoyed it. And happy Halloween, everybody.
Stay safe this Halloween, everyone.
And always Stay woke.
And check your fucking candy.
Check your candy. See you next time.
time.